Okay, I hope this works. This is not the best picture, but I don't really care. Audio is important. I'm hoping that we'll get plenty of audio with this sparsely populated class. So, yeah, we read a piece called Taking the Test, which if you want to look at, you can. Try water while we're waiting. I should actually look and see what attendance says. Oh shit. Okay. Oh well. So this play is play in 6 acts. It's actually a play that runs production runs out. But when I saw it, it was about 7 hours. Long play. What? Yeah, I saw that it was a traveling version. It was Hampshire Auditorium. University of Massachusetts, University of Iowa. And yeah, you watch 3 hours of play, you go at dinner, and you come back and watch 6 more hours. Isaac, you're late.
Yeah, I know my bad.
That means you have to read.
That's fine.
That's okay. Sit up here so we can hear you.
All right.
Good. You're right here. Right here. Well, this play is Ancient America, a gay fantasia, a natural thing. What is a fantasia? Oh, you guys are so dead. Wow, what's fantasia? Logan, help her out. What's fantasia?
Like a mix of things.
That's kind of a mix of things. Who's seen Walt Disney's Fantasia? Right, with Mickey Mouse. Yeah, remember that? It's a mix, a blend of different things. Jordan. Jake, you're late.
I was suggesting I'm a little on each side about.
Why not? That's fine. So you're optional. Let's try and play. Okay. Anyway, so it's a long play. A fantasia is a mix, and this is, obviously Kushner, who is gay, who's very involved in ACT UP and other, protest political movements. We're going to have an opportunity to do some research on things like, like the gay pride movement, history of AIDS in America, who Roy Cohn is, the history of communism, and this is a very sprawling play. It addresses a lot of things in the context of a handful of characters. We're trying to come to terms both with their own identity / sexuality and with the advocacy. So we have, let's go through some of these characters. If you turn to the open third page, millennium approaches. This is what is the millennium? Anybody? Italy, what's the millennium? Want to stick around with this? Or
I know this, but I also don't
what's
know.
that? Yeah. What's that?
I know this, but I also don't know this.
The millennium. Yes, you know what it is.
Like, I know what it is, but I can't think of it right now.
It's the year 2000. It's like 21 years. It's kind of old. The millennium approaches. Millennium was a big deal. I don't know why we invest so much in numbers. Remember Y2K. We thought that all the computers were going to crash because some glitch we couldn't go to from 1999 to 2000. There was huge fear. People bought out stores, bottled water, diapers. I don't remember. What's that? So millennium approaches is the first half. Well, we have some characters here. Roy Cohn. Who wants to be Roy? You're going to be loud and aggressive.
I think you should be right.
No, I'm not going to be Roy. Want to be Roy?
Pretty loud and aggressive.
How are you, Isaac? You can do it.
I'm not allowed to work.
Liam.
No.
Who is Roy Cohn? We know who Roy Cohn is.
No.
Successful New York lawyer and official power broker.
Official power broker. He's a fixer. Roy Cohn was and we'll have an opportunity to look into this and do more research on this, but Roy Cohn was Senator Joe McCarthy's right-hand man, and arguably black boy. Who was Senator Joe McCarthy? Who are the ahistorical students in this room? Raise your hand. Who's Joe McCarthy? Senator McCarthy.
Oh, McCarthyism,
McCarthyism. What is McCarthyism?
like blaming communists.
Are you or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? Okay, this is the witch hunt. You guys, have you read the Crucible? Did you read the Crucible last year? A couple years ago? No?
Yeah.
Crucible? Who
We
read the
read it
Crucible?
last semester.
Oh, and the harder plays? Yeah, okay. So, the Crucible, the Salem, witch trials is a kind of analogy for McCarthyism. So Joe McCarthy was trying to rout out communism. He famously, and Roy Cohn was whispering in his ear the whole time. Roy Cohn was doing a lot of dirty work. Roy Cohn was the one pushing for Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. We'll do some research on them as well. You guys can ask you guys over that course next couple of weeks to partner up and do some quick PowerPoints. A little bit of research on some of these figures so you can better informed understand this play. But Roy Cohn, most famously, not most famously, but for us, he was somebody's fixer, somebody's attorney. He said, just attack, attack, attack. Somebody sues you, sue them back. Just tie them up in court. Never admit guilt. Do you know who that was? This person famously said, "Where's my Roy Cohn?" He was being impeached. What? Well, do you know anybody who was recently impeached twice? Trump. Did any of you guys listen to Harris and Biden's speeches this morning?
Oh, the one where he called Trump like a.
What's that?
I heard a little bit of it.
Biden was pretty good. He was calling out Trump for his Bruce Lee or his lies. It was good. You should definitely go find it, clip of and watch it. Biden's not the best speaker. So anyway, Roy Cohn was actually Donald Trump's attorney. Roy Cohn is also somebody who's a closeted homosexual, as we'll see at the end of the Southern Act. Roy Cohn is in the process of being sued. There was a disbarment committee. You know what disbarment is? Well, if you're disbarred, you're a lawyer. Right, you're Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani was famously disbarred recently. He lost his license to practice law. And so Roy is going to try to recruit Joe Pitt. Now, Joe Pitt, well, who wants to be Roy? Tyler? But you'll do it. Logan, you want to be Roy? Thorne, Roy? Oh, you guys, you have to read. This is fun.
I could be Roy.
What's that?
I could be Roy.
Okay, Isaac, excellent. Isaac will be Roy. And Roy's in the process of trying to kind of seduce Joe Pitt. And the seduction is both political. He wants Joe Pitt is a Chief Justice for Theodore Wilson of the Federal Court of Appeals, Second Circuit. He's also a Mormon. We're going to see Mormonism. Mormonism plays pretty strongly in this figures pretty strong in this play. Why Mormonism? Camille.
Because of homophobia.
Okay, maybe homophobia. Yeah, no, that's good. Good, right. What's the title of this play? There's no angels in America, as Lewis famously says at one point. But are there angels in America? The angel Moroni. So we're going to have to do a little research on Mormonism. With the angel Moroni. When you drive to Montrose and go by the Mormon temple there, outside of town, this side of town. There's a Mormon temple, yeah, and on the top of the steeple is what? The angel Moroni. He's on top of it. So Joe is a legal clerk, he's an attorney, he's kind of ambitious, and Roy is trying to get him to come and to join the Justice Department, to move to Washington, to join the Justice Department, where he can be a Roy boy. He can, kind of he can work on Roy's behalf. So all these people were trying to attack Roy Cohn. Joe can run interference for him. Then we got Harper. So who wants to be Joe? Okay, Thorne. Joe. It's randomly assigned. Nobody wants to do this. Harper's a wonderful character. Harper, Joe is also a closeted homosexual. He's trying to, he's married to Harper, but he's trying to deny his own sexuality. Harper's Joe's wife. She's an agoraphobic with a mild Valium addiction. What's an agoraphobic? Fear of what? What's the agora? What? What? The agora is the marketplace. So the agoraphobic is basically somebody who's afraid of trouble, afraid of going outside and be around people. What's that?
It's called Shameless. So it's like that.
Wait, who's that?
It's just like a character on a TV show that is like that.
What TV show?
Shameless.
What?
Watch it.
Shameless? Okay. You know the best TV show, and I don't even watch it. I have time for TV, but that Mrs. Lavner's loving. It's called Call the Midwife. It's so sweet. It's one of those shows that just makes you feel good about the end. It's really good. I check it out. What's that really saccharine, syrupy show? This Is Us. You see that? This Is Us.
I've heard of it.
These are the super sweet shows. Just good people be good to them. It's really.
But it don't get boring.
Oh no, it's great. You don't have enough of it in the world. So right, Harper, who's gonna be Harper, Jane?
Yeah, I'll be Harper.
Okay. I don't know if we'll get to her. Let's see. We gotta get Glory. Then we got Prior Walter. Okay, Prior Walter is like the main protagonist in this play. Prior Walter is Lewis's boyfriend. Occasionally works as a club designer, caterer, otherwise lives very modestly, but with great style. A small trust fund. Prior is a key character. Who wants to be Prior? Logan, you want to be Prior? Okay. What? Well, we can have women be these things too. We don't have to be gender specific.
Are these all guys?
What? Yeah, Harper is pretty much the only. Well, we've got
And Hannah.
Harper's mom. Lewis Aronson is a word processor. He works for the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, and Lewis is also Pryor's boyfriend. Who wants to be Lewis? Do you know how to read?
Sure.
I'll be Camille be Lewis. Well, that's enough for now. Well, we need Henry. Who's a good doctor? What?
I think Liam is a good doctor.
Henry, okay, Lila can be here. Okay, so, and I'll be rabbi because it's just a long speech, it's only a long speech. When an approach is dedicated to Mark Brunberg. In a murderous time, the heart breaks and lives by breaking. So it's going through its poem. Act one, bad news. October, November 1985. So again, we're 15 years out from the millennium. This is scene one. It's the end of October. Rabbi Isidore Chumowitz alone on stage with a small coffin. It's a rough pine box with two wooden pegs, one at the foot, one at the head, holding the lid in place. A prayer shawl embroidered with a Star of David is draped over the lid at the head of the coffin. The Nazarite candle is burning. What does this tell us about the ceremony? It's Jewish, right? It's Jewish. The rabbi speaks sonorously with a heavy Eastern European accent. I can't do. Unapologetically consulting sheet of notes for the family names. Hello and good morning. I am Rabbi Isidore Chumowitz of the Bronx Home for Aged Hebrews. We are here this morning to pay our respects at the passing of Sarah Ironson, devoted wife of Benjamin Ironson, also deceased, loving and caring mother of her sons Morris, Abraham and Samuel, their daughters, Esther and Rachel, beloved grandmother of Max, Mark, Louis, Lisa, Maria, Leslie, Angela, Doris, Luke, and Eric. Eric. This is a Jewish name. Eric, a large and loving family. We assemble that we may mourn collectively this good and righteous woman. This woman. I did not know this woman. I cannot accurately describe her attributes nor do justice to her dimensions. She was, well, in the Bronx, home for aged Hebrews are many like this. The old, to many I speak, but not, to be frank, with this one. She preferred silence. So I do not know her, and yet I know her. She was not a person, but a whole kind of person. The ones who crossed the ocean, who brought with us to America, the villages of Russia and Lithuania, and how we struggled and how we fought for the family, for the Jewish homes, that you would not grow up here in this strange place, in the melting pot where nothing melted. Descendants of this immigrant woman, you do not grow up in America. You and your children, their children, with the Goyish names, you do not live in America. No such place exists. Your clay is the clay of some Lichbach shtetl. Your air is the air of the steppes. Because she carried the old world on her back across the ocean in a boat, and she put it down on Grand Concourse Avenue or in Flatbush. And she worked that earth into your bones, and you pass it to your children, this ancient culture and home. You can never make that crossing she made, for such great voyages in this world do not anymore exist. But every day, your lives, the miles, that voyage between that place and this one cross. Every day. Understand me? In you, that journey is. So she was the last of the Mohicans, this one. Pretty soon, all the old ones will be dead. It introduces what things? What did this woman do? What these types of women do? Immigration, this idea of movement, this idea of journey, the idea of movement versus stasis, versus staying still, is going to become a big issue in this play. Progress, movement is great, right? Well, not if it's a disease. If it's the progress of a disease, you want it to stop, to be still. So we're going to see a lot of tension in this whole notion of immigration. Anyway, scene 2. Here we go with Roy and Joe. Same day, Roy and Joe are in Roy's office. Roy at an impressive desk, bare except for a very elaborate phone system, rows and rows of flashing buttons that beep and beep and whistle incessantly, making chaotic music underneath Roy's conversations. Joe is sitting, waiting. Roy conducts business with great energy and patience and sensual abandon, gesticulating, shouting, cajoling, crooning, playing the phone's receiver, its hold buttons, buttons for its numerous lines with virtuosity and love. Roy, hold. You got to be loud, really loud, word loud.
I wish I was an octopus, a fuzzy octopus. 8 loving arms and all those suckers. Know what I mean?
No,
You want lunch?
no, that's okay. Really,
Eileen, Roy Cohn. Now, what kind of greeting is? I thought we were friends. Look, Miss Sofer. You don't have to get. You're upset. You're yelling. You'll aggravate your condition. You shouldn't yell. You'll pop little blood vessels in your face if you yell. No, that was a joke, Miss Sofer. I was joking. I already apologized 16 times for that, Miss Sofer.
While she's foaming, Roy covers the mouth piece of pants and talks to Joe.
This will take a minute. Eat already. What is this tasty sandwich here? It's
by the sandwich.
It's liver or something. Here.
He pitches the sandwich to Joe, who catches it, returns the platter back to Mrs. Sofer.
No, I already told you it wasn't a vacation. It was a business. Miss Sofer, I have clients in Haiti. Miss Sofer, listen, Eileen. You think I'm the only goddamn lawyer in history ever missed a couple court dates? Don't make such a big fucking hold, you hag.
What do you mean I have clients in Haiti? I have clients in Haiti. Wasn't a vacation. What do you know about the history of the Native American?
What?
Early on, AIDS was thought to have originated in World War One, the various patient zeros and whatnot. Originated in Haiti. And of course, Haiti was a place, before devastating earthquakes, presidential assassination, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Haiti was a place where gay men would often go on vacations. It's an island, and they could pick up, basically male prostitutes. Cheap. And so that Haiti is a clue right off the bat. Maybe, Roy is gay. Joe.
If this is a bad time,
Bad time, this is a good time. Baby doll, get me, oh fuck, wait, hello? Yeah, sorry to keep you holding, Judge Hollis. Oh, Miss Holland, sorry.
Mrs. Hollins.
Huh?
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, Miss Holland, sorry, dear, deep voice you got. Enjoying your visit?
Hannah Lemowski's name is Joe.
She sounds like a truck driver and she sounds like Kate Smith.
He sounds.
He sounds like Kate Smith. Very confusing. Nixon appointed him. All the geeks are Nixon appointees. Yeah, right, good. So how many tickets, dear? 7? For what? Cats 42nd Street? What? No, you wouldn't like LaCage Trust.
Lacage.
Trust. I know. Oh, for God's sake, hold.
Hold the button, hand over to the secretary.
Baby doll 7 for cats or something. Anything hard to get. I don't give a fuck what, and neither will they. You see, LaCage?
And it says to Joe, you see Lacage?
no, I.
Fabulous. Best thing on Broadway. Maybe ever.
And Lacage will fall. Has anybody ever seen that? There's a chance. There's a play. There's maybe actually a movie. I think Robin Williams was starred. It's a very, very, very gay play. So this is our second clue. But it's, you would like Lacage. But, it's, you ever seen Joe? Have you seen Lacage? Fantastic. Best thing on Broadway. And so it's our second clue that Roy is perhaps gay. I'm sorry.
Who? Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Harry. No, Harry. Judge John Francis Grimes, Manhattan Family Court. Do I have to do every goddamn thing myself? Touch the bastard, Harry. Harry. Don't call me on this line again. I told you not to.
So again, all these things is, it's going really off fast, right, Joe?
Roy, should I wait outside or?
You hold. Oh shit. You hold. I pay you to hold. Fuck you, Harry, you jerk, half-wit dick brain.
Old black man, just back at Joe.
I see the universe, Joe, as a kind of sandstorm in outer space with winds of mega hurricane velocity. But instead of grains of sand, it's shards and splinters of glass. You ever feel that way? Have you ever had one of those days?
I'm not sure.
So how's life in appeals? How's the judge?
He sends the best.
He's a good man, loyal, not the brightest man on the bench, but he has manners. And a nice head of silver hair.
He gives me a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, like writing his decisions and signing his name.
Well,
He's a nice guy, and you cover admirably.
thanks, Roy.
Yeah, who is this? Well, who the
Okay. Isaac wins. I tell us, who's this? Who the fuck are you? So that's the emphasize.
All right. Hold Harry, 87 grand, something like that. Fuck him. Eat me. New Jersey chain of film stores in Weehawken. That's Harry. That's the beauty of the law. So, baby doll, what? Cats? Cats. It's about cats. Singing cats. You'll love it. 8 o'clock. The theater's always at 8. Fucking tourists. Live a little, Joe. Eat something for Christ's sake.
Roy, could you?
What? Hold a minute. Miss Soper? Miss, God fucking damn it to hell. Where is,
Roy, I really appreciate it.
well, she was here a minute ago, baby doll. See if,
Phone starts making 3 different beeping sounds all at once.
Jesus, fuck this goddamn thing.
I really wish you wouldn't.
Baby doll, bring the post. Get me Susie. See if,
Phone starts whistling loudly.
Christ.
Roy,
Hold. What?
could you please not take the Lord's name in vain?
I'm sorry, but please, at least while I'm,
Oh, the time it's me. I'm sorry, but please, at least one.
Right, sorry, fuck. Only in America. Baby doll, tell them all to fuck off. Tell them I died. You handle this sofa. Tell her it's on the way. Tell her I'm stooping the judge. I'll call her back. I will call her. I know how much I borrowed. She got 400 times that stuffed up her. Yeah, tell her I said that.
I'm sorry, Roy, I just.
No. Principles count. I respect principles. I'm not religious, but I like God and God likes me. Baptist, Catholic, Mormon. Delectable, absolutely. Only in America. So, Joe, what do you think?
It's, well,
Crazy life.
chaotic.
Well, but God bless chaos, right? Mormons. I knew Mormons in Nevada.
Utah mostly.
No, these Mormons were in Vegas. So how'd you like go to Washington and work for the Justice Department?
Sorry?
How'd you like go to Washington and work for the Justice Department? All I gotta do is pick up the phone, talk to Ed, and you're in.
In what exactly?
Associate assistant something. Big. Internal affairs, Park the Woods, something nice and quiet.
Ed?
Me's the Attorney General.
Oh,
I just have to pick up the phone.
I have to think.
Of course. It's a great time to be in Washington, Joe.
Roy, it's incredibly exciting.
And it would mean something to me, you understand?
I can't say how much I appreciate this, Roy. I'm sort of, well, stunned. I mean, thanks, Roy, but I have to give it some thought. I have to ask my wife.
Your wife, of course.
But I really appreciate it.
Of course. Talk to your wife.
Pretty good, that was pretty good. So, but we didn't get there as much. I mean, there's a sense of seduction, both he's trying to seduce him into going to Washington, but also, he's picking up on his gaydar saying, hey, Joe, maybe, warm and delectable. Anyway, so scene 3, same day as says, oh, you Mr. Wise. Who's me, Mr. Wise? Who wants to be Mr. Wise? Not about Mr. Wise. Who wants to be Mr. Wise? Liam, be Mr. Wise. Same day, Harper is at home alone, as she often is when she's agoraphobic, listening to the radio. She speaks to the audience.
People who are lonely, people left alone, sit talking nonsense to the air, imagining beautiful systems dying, old fixed orders.
Do you ever talk that fast? You guys read too fast. Take your time.
I feel like I was talking slower than I did.
Well, go ahead. What you say.
People who are lonely, people left alone, sit talking nonsense to the air, imagining beautiful systems dying, old fixed orders spiraling apart. When you look at the ozone layer from outside from a spaceship, it looks like a pale blue halo, a gentle shimmering aureole encircling the atmosphere, encircling the Earth. 30 miles above our heads, a thin layer of 3-atom oxygen molecules, product of photosynthesis, which explains the fussy vegetable preference for visible light, its rejection of darker rays and emanations. Danger from without. It's kind of a gift from God, the crowning touch to the creation of the world. Guardian angels, hands linked, make a spherical net, a blue-green nesting orb, a shell of safety for life itself. But everywhere things are collapsing, lies surfacing, systems of defense giving way. This is why, Joe, this is why I shouldn't be left alone. I'd like to go traveling, leave you behind to worry. I'll send postcards with strange stamps and tantalizing messages on the back. Later, maybe, nevermore.
Mr. Wise, and then Mr. Wise, the thing member of the hallucination or imagination. Mr. Wise, a travel agent, appears carrying a briefcase.
Oh, you startled me.
Cash, check, or credit card?
I remember you. You're from Salt Lake. You sold us the plane tickets when we flew here. What are you doing in Brooklyn?
You said you wanted to travel.
And here you are. How thoughtful.
Mr. Lies of the International Order of Travel Agents. We mobilize the globe. We set people adrift. We stir the populace to send nomads eddying across the planet. We are adepts of motion, acolytes of flux, cash, check, or credit card. Name your destination.
Antarctica, maybe? I want to see the hole in the ozone. I heard on the radio.
Let me interrupt you there. Do you guys know about the hole in the ozone?
Yeah.
It was huge, and of course, it banned fluorocarbons, CFCs. That's one of the few trials we've had on an environmental scale. But for a while, the hole, the ozone hole was opening up over Antarctica, they were concerned. We actually did something. Improved, like, sorry, go ahead. So he opens the briefcase inside his computer terminal.
I can arrange a guided tour. Now?
Soon, maybe soon. I'm not safe here, you see. Things aren't right with me. Weird stuff happens.
Like?
Well, like you, for instance, just appearing. Or last week, well, never mind. People are like planets. You need a thick skin. Things get to me. Joe stays away. And now, well, look, my dreams are talking back to me.
It's the price of ruthlessness,
Uh-huh.
motion sickness, the only cure to keep.
Sure, you gotta get that idea of immigration movement. Insurance.
I'm undecided. I feel that something's going to give. It's 1985. 15 years till the third millennium. Maybe Christ should come again. Maybe seeds will be planted. Maybe there will be harvest then. Maybe early figs to eat. Maybe new life. Maybe fresh blood. Maybe companionship and love and protection. Safety from what's outside. Maybe the door will hold. Or maybe the troubles will come and the end will come and the sky will collapse and there will be terrible rains and showers of poison light. Or maybe my life is really fine. Maybe Joe loves me and I'm only crazy thinking otherwise. Or maybe not. Maybe it's even worse than I know. Maybe I want to know. Maybe I don't. The suspense, Mr. Wise, it's killing me.
I suggest a vacation.
Ding.
That was the elevator. Oh God, I should fix myself up. You have to go. You shouldn't be here. You aren't even real.
Call me when you decide.
Go.
Mr. Wise vanishes, just as Joe is.
Buddy, sorry I'm late. I was just out walking. Are you mad?
I got a little anxious.
Buddy,
Buddy kiss. Buddy kiss and kiss.
nothing to get anxious about. So how'd you like to move to Washington?
Scene 4, you guys are doing great. Same day, Lewis and Pryor, and we're just meeting all these main characters. Lewis and Pryor are sitting outside on a bench near the Upper West Side funeral home, both dressed in funereal finery. Pryor is elegant, Lewis is rumpled, negligent. The funeral service for Sarah Ironson was just concluded to his grandmother, and Lewis is about to leave for the cemetery.
My grandmother actually saw Emma Bolton speak in Yiddish, but all Grandma could remember was that she spoke well and wore a hat. What a weird service, that rabbi.
A definite fine. Get his number when you go to the graveyard. I wanted to bury him.
Better head out there. Everyone gets to put dirt on the coffin once it's lowered in.
Ooh, cemetery fund. Don't want to miss that.
It's an old Jewish custom to express love. Here, Grandma, have a shovel full. Latecomers run the risk of finding the grave completely filled. She was pretty crazy. She was up in that home for 10 years, talking to herself. I never visited. She looked too much like my mother.
Poor Lewis. I'm sorry your grandma was there.
Tiny little coffin, huh? Sorry I didn't introduce you to. I always get so closety at these family things.
And closet means what? He wants to disguise his homosexuality from his extended family.
Butch. You get Butch. Hi, cousin Doris. You don't remember me? I'm Lou, Rachel's boy. Lou, not Lewis, because if you say Lewis, they'll hear the civil S.
I don't have a.
I don't blame you fighting. Don't worry. Jewish curses are the worst. I personally would resolve if anyone ever looked at me in the eye and said fat. Fortunately, wasps don't say fat. Oh, and by the way, darling, cousin Doris is a dyke.
What is a wasp?
Oh, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
White Anglo-Saxon wasp, yes. Sorry, Lewis.
No. Really?
You don't notice anything? If I hadn't spent the last 4 years belating you, I'd swear you were straight.
You're in a pissy mood. Cat still missing?
Not a football in sight. It's your fault.
It is?
I warned you, Lewis. Names are important. Call an animal little Shiva, and you can't expect it to stick around. Besides, it's a dog's name.
I wanted a dog in the first place, not a cat. He sprayed my bones.
He was a female cat.
Cats are stupid, high-strung predators. Babylonians sealed them up in bricks. Dogs have brains.
Cats have intuition.
A sharp dog is as smart as a really dull two-year-old child.
Cats know when something's wrong.
Only if you stop feeding them.
They know, that's why Sheba left, because she knew.
Knew what?
This is a big old tuition, it knows that it's wrong. So, yeah.
I did my best, Shirley Booth this morning. Coffee, slippers, house coat, curlers, can of little frisbees. Come back, little Sheba, come back. To no avail. Was shot.
She's not coming back. He removes his jacket, rolls up his sleeve, and shows Lewis a dark purple spot on the underside of his arm near the shoulder.
See,
That's just a burst blood vessel.
not according to the best medical authorities.
What? Tell me.
KS, baby. Reason number one. Look at the wind up kiss of the angel of death.
The chaos again is Kaposi sarcoma. This is this lesion. This was one of the first signs or manifestations of AIDS. AIDS is actually an immunodeficiency, but Kaposi, remember we heard KS in the piece we read yesterday. But this was these are these sores. And this is the first one. So basically, what he's telling Lewis, his lover, is shit. I've got AIDS. Go ahead.
Oh, please.
I'm a legionnaire. The foreign legion, the American legion, legionnaire's disease.
Stop.
My troubles are legion.
Will you stop?
Don't you think I'm handling this well? I'm going to die.
Bullshit.
Let go of my arm.
No.
Let go.
No.
I can't find a way to spare you, baby. No way, like no wall like the wall of hard scientific fact KS Ram. Hang your head on that.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Now that's what I like to hear. A mature reaction. Let's go see if the cats come home. Lewis,
When did you find this?
I couldn't tell you.
Why?
I was scared, Lou,
Of what?
that you leave me.
Oh,
And of course, this is this notion of abandonment. Are you gonna, your lover has this deadly disease in 1985. People think is a, is a death sentence, and it pretty much was. And of course, Lewis, if he's been engaged in sex with Pryor, he too could be infected. Is he gonna abandon Pryor? Is he gonna stay? Or introduce this whole theme of abandonment? Sorry, go ahead.
Bad timing, but I figured as long as we're on the subject of that.
I have to go bury my grandma.
Lou, maybe I'll come home?
Then I'll come home.
Excellent. Scene 5. What is supposed to be?
Or something.
No, we got to go. Scene 5. You guys are great. Same day, split scene. So we got Joe and Harper at home as before. And he does this a lot. Krishna does it. They will have on the stage. We'll have two scenes unfolding kind of simultaneously. And so they can kind of resonate off each other. Split scene, Joe and Harper at home as before. Lewis at the cemetery after his family's gone, lingering behind, staring down at Sarah Ireton's coffin. Their open grave. Harper.
Washington,
It's an incredible honor, buddy, and
I have to think.
of course.
Say no.
Thanks.
What? You said you were going to think about it.
I don't want to move to Washington.
Well, I do.
It's a giant cemetery, huge white graves and mausoleums everywhere.
We could live in Maryland or Georgetown.
We're happy here.
That's not really true, buddy.
Well, happy enough. Pretend happy. That's better than nothing.
It's time to make some changes, Harper.
No changes.
I've been
Why?
chief clerk for 4 years. I make $29,000 a year. That's ridiculous. I graduated fourth in my class, and I make less than anyone I know. And I'm tired of being a clerk. I want to go where something good is happening.
Nothing good happens in Washington. We'll forget church teaching. We'll forget church teachings and buy furniture at Curran's and become yuppies. I have too much to do here.
Like what?
I do have things.
What things?
I have to finish painting the bedroom.
You've been painting in there for over a year.
I know. It just isn't done because I never get time to finish it.
Oh, that doesn't make sense. You have all the time in the world. You should finish it when I'm at work.
I'm afraid to go in there alone.
Afraid of what?
I heard someone in there. Metal striking on the wall. A man with a knife, maybe.
There's no one in the bedroom, right there.
Not now.
Not this morning either.
How do you know? You were at work this morning. There's something creepy about this place. Remember Rosemary's Baby?
Rosemary's Baby.
You guys know what Rosemary's Baby is? It's a movie, yes, and it was this woman that was impregnated by the devil. So she gave birth to the Antichrist.
Our apartment looks like that one. Wasn't that apartment in Brooklyn?
No, it was.
Well, it looks like this. It did.
Then let's move.
Georgetown's worse. The Exorcist was in Georgetown.
The devil everywhere you turn, huh, buddy?
Yeah, everywhere.
How many kills today, buddy?
None. 1. 3. Only 3.
In the cemetery, Rabbi Isidore Chumowitz is heading home, walks past Lewis, who is still staring at the grave. Lewis stops the rabbi with a question. Lewis.
Oh.
Sorry.
Why are there just 2 little wooden pegs holding the wood down?
So she can get out easier if she wants to.
I hope she stays put. I've pretended for years that she was already dead. When they called to say she had died, it was a surprise. I abandoned her.
Scheiße, wie das tun, Schwamm ist von der Durchhaltung.
I don't speak Yiddish.
Sharper than the serpent's tooth is the ingratitude of children. Shakespeare, Cavalier.
Rabbi, what does the Holy Writ say about someone who abandons someone who loves at a time of great need?
Why would a person do such a thing?
Because he has to. Maybe this person's sense of the world, that it will change for the better with struggle. Maybe a person who has this Hegelian positivist sense of constant historical progress towards happiness or perfection or something, who feels very powerful because he feels connected to these forces moving uphill all the time.
What is Hegelian? Who's Hegel? You know what Hegelian progress is? Hegelian progression is, Hegel had this theory that, historical progress was, a thesis would arise and something would arise in opposition to it, this antithesis. And between them, they would create a synthesis, which would become the new thesis against which another antithesis would arise. And this was so, the point is, Lewis is ultimately an optimist. Lewis is kind of positive. He thinks that progress, that movement, is toward the good, toward the better. But he also
Maybe that person can't incorporate sickness into the sense of how things are supposed to go. Maybe vomit and sores and disease really frighten him. Maybe he isn't so good with death.
the Holy Scripture has nothing to say about such a person.
Rabbi, I'm afraid of the crimes I may commit.
Please, mister, I'm a sick old rabbi facing a long drive home to the Bronx. You want to confess? Then you should find a priest.
But I'm not a Catholic, I'm a Jew.
Well, worse luck for you, Bula. Catholics believe in forgiveness. Jews believe in guilt.
You just make sure those pegs are in good and tight.
Don't worry, mister. The life she had, she'll stay put. She's better off. Joe.
Look, I know this is scary for you, but try to understand what it means to me. Will you try?
Yes.
Good, really try. I think things are starting to change in the world.
But I don't want.
Wait, for the good? Change for the good? America has rediscovered itself, its sacred position among nations, and people aren't ashamed of that like they used to be. This is a great thing. Truth restored, law restored. That's what President Reagan's done, Harper. He says truth exists and can be spoken proudly. And the country responds to it. We become better, more good.
You see, so how already we're seeing a connection between Lewis's attitude and Joe's attitude. Going positive, believe in progress. Sorry, go ahead.
I need to be a part of that. I need something big to lift me up. I mean, 6 years ago, the world seemed in decline, horrible, hopeless, full of unsolvable problems and crime and confusion and hunger. And
It still seems that way. More now than before. They say the ozone layer is.
Harper,
And today out the window on Atlantic Avenue, there's a schizophrenic traffic cop who's making these.
stop it. I'm trying to make a point.
So am I.
You aren't even making sense.
My point is the world just seems as.
It only seems that way to you because you never go out in the world, Harper, and you have emotional problems.
I do so get out in the world.
You don't. You stay in all day, fretting about imaginary.
I get out. I do. You don't know what I do.
You don't stay in all day.
No,
Well, yes, you do.
that's what you think.
Where do you go?
Where do you go when you walk? And I do not have emotional problems.
I'm sorry.
And if I do have emotional problems, it's from living with you. Or
I'm sorry, buddy, I didn't mean to.
if you think I do, then you should never have married me. You have all these secrets and lies.
I want to be married to you, Harper.
You shouldn't. You never should. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Buddy kiss.
Kiss.
I heard on the radio how to give a blowjob.
What?
You want to try?
You really shouldn't listen to stuff like that.
Mormons can give blowjobs.
Harper.
Joe, it was a little Jewish lady with a German accent. This is a good time for me to make a baby.
Away from her, leaves living room.
Then they went on a program about holes in the ozone layer over Antarctica. Skin burns, birds go blind, icebergs melt. The world is coming to an end.
No, so let's not. What do you think so far? Questions? What do you think so far? Well, again, this is just setting things up. We'll finish, we actually won't finish that one tomorrow. We'll finish that one on Monday. Tomorrow, we have a visitor coming from FCD, the freedom from Kensington, Tennessee. And so we will.
Right. Do you hold on to these?
What's that? Yeah, I'll hang on to these. I only have one class set, unfortunately.